Have you ever noticed how a perfectly normal day can take a sharp turn from calm to chaos without warning? One moment, you're sipping your morning coffee, scrolling through your schedule. The next, you're in a shouting match with a coworker, slamming the steering wheel in traffic or snapping at someone you care about for something that, deep down, you know isn't worth it. It's like your peace just evaporates, gone, hijacked by some invisible force inside you. And here's the thing. We like to blame it on the outside world. The meeting was a mess. My partner doesn't listen. People are just stupid today. But if we're honest, most of the time, it's not the world that changes. It's us. Our own mind flips the switch, and we don't know how to flip it back. That's the real issue. We've never been taught how to handle the fire building inside. We've been trained to react fast, but not to respond wisely. Think about it. You were taught how to tie your shoes, how to drive, how to follow instructions. But were you ever taught how to stay calm when things go wrong? How to control your reaction when someone disrespects you? How to breathe instead of break? Probably not. And yet, your ability to stay calm might be the single greatest skill you'll ever develop. Because the truth is this, if you don't learn to lead your emotions, they'll end up leading you. And where they usually lead, nowhere good. But it doesn't have to stay that way. There's a different path, one that's been around for thousands of years, a way of thinking used by soldiers, rulers, survivors, people who faced storms far bigger than the ones we deal with today. It's called Stoicism. But don't get the wrong idea. This isn't about being cold or emotionless. It's not about pretending things don't hurt. Stoicism is about facing life without flinching. It's about choosing your response when most people would lose control. It's about becoming calm, not because everything is fine, but because you've made peace your responsibility. And to show you how powerful this can be, let me tell you about someone who used to lose it over everything. Mark, 42 years old, blue-collar, hard-working guy, owns a small business, used to carry stress like a second skin. Bad customer? He'd blow up. Wife forgot something? He'd make it personal. Even little stuff, traffic, a missed email, spilled coffee, was enough to ruin his whole day. He told me once, "I thought being loud meant I was strong. But really, I was just exhausted, and I was exhausting everyone around me." One morning, everything came crashing in at once. Late payment from a client, wife irritated, kids yelling, and then his 6-year-old knocked a smoothie off the counter. Old Mark would have lost it. But that day, something changed. He paused. He didn't shout. He didn't storm out. He just stood still, took a breath, and asked himself, "Is this really worth my peace?" That moment, quiet and ordinary, became his turning point. It wasn't magic. Mark didn't become a monk overnight, but he started learning, reading, practicing. He picked up Stoic principles, not as theory, but as a way to stay sane in a loud world. Little by little, he changed. He learned to separate what he could control from what he couldn't, to observe his anger before it spoke, to choose his battles, to protect his peace like it was gold. And now, Mark still faces pressure. He still has rough days. But he's steady, he's grounded, he doesn't let outside noise shake his inner core. You don't need to be a philosopher to do what he did. You just need to be tired of feeling out of control. Tired of giving your energy to things and people that don't deserve it. So if that's you, if you're done letting your emotions run the show, stick with me. Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to build a mindset that can handle anything. A mindset that keeps calm when everything else is falling apart. One small shift at a time. This is how you stop reacting and start leading. Not just others, but yourself. Let's get into it. Number 1. Who's in charge here? Have you ever caught yourself saying something in the heat of the moment and instantly regretted it? That split second of silence right after, when your heart's still racing, your hands are clenched, and the damage has already been done? It's brutal. You try to explain yourself, but deep down, you know that wasn't your best self talking. That was your emotions taking the wheel. And if we're being honest, it happens more often than we'd like to admit. The truth is, most people go through life being passengers in their own minds. We think we're in control because we're the ones talking, walking, moving through our day. But when frustration spikes, when fear creeps in, or when something triggers a deep insecurity, Suddenly, we're no longer the ones deciding how to act. We're reacting. Instinctively, automatically, emotionally. Here's the uncomfortable part. If you're not choosing your response, someone or something else is. Think of your mind like a car. It's powerful, fast, complex, but unless you're consciously holding the wheel, anything can take over. Anger, ego, jealousy, anxiety, they're all lined up as thinking of their turn to grab the controls. And once they do, it's chaos. You swerve, you crash, and then you sit there wondering, how did I end up here? But this isn't about guilt, this is about awareness. The first step to mastering your response in any situation is knowing when you've lost it. Most people don't even realize they've handed over the controls. They're so used to living on autopilot that reacting feels normal, natural even. But what's natural isn't always useful. So ask yourself this, right now, who's actually running the show when things go wrong in your life? Is it the calm, clear version of you? Or is it the version that lashes out, shuts down, overthinks, or escapes into distraction? Because here's the hard truth. If you can't tell the difference, you're not in charge. And until you reclaim that position, your peace will always be at the mercy of everything and everyone around you. The good news? You can take it back. Not all at once, not perfectly, but one moment at a time. Start by paying attention. That's it. The next time tension rises, pause. Notice it. Feel it coming up. But don't act on it just yet. That small space between stimulus and response, that's your power. That's where real strength is built. You're not here to be a puppet pulled by strings of emotion. You're here to lead your own mind. That doesn't mean you won't feel. It means you won't be ruled by what you feel. And in a world that constantly tries to trigger you, control you, provoke you, there's nothing more powerful than being the one who chooses how to respond. So the next time you feel your heart racing, your jaw tightening, your mind flooding with words you're about to say, stop and ask, am I in control or am I being controlled? Because that single question can bring you back to the driver's seat. And that's where calm begins. Not when the world gets quieter, but when you become the one steering through the noise. Number 2. Don't let anger make you lose. Some people think losing their temper makes them look powerful, that the louder they yell, the more control they show. But here's the harsh reality. Anger doesn't reveal strength, it exposes weakness. When you explode, you're not asserting dominance. You're revealing that someone else just reached inside your head and flipped a switch. And if they can do that, they own you, at least in that moment. Anger might feel like energy. It might feel like action. But more often than not, it's nothing but noise. Messy, uncontrolled noise that drowns out clear thinking. It's the exact moment when your ability to choose is taken away, replaced by impulse. And in that space, you don't win. You bleed respect, credibility, and trust. You don't have to be physically attacked to be defeated. All it takes is a reaction you can't take back. See, anyone can yell. Anyone can slam a door or fire off a text they'll regret 2 minutes later. That takes no training, no discipline, no effort. It's automatic. And what's automatic can be used against you. Because the moment someone knows how to make you angry, they know exactly how to control you. They don't have to argue with your logic, they just have to rattle your emotions. That's why the people who stay calm when others lose it, they hold the real advantage. They see clearly. They respond when it matters and stay silent when it doesn't. And while others burn their energy in outrage, they conserve theirs like a general waiting for the right moment to act, not out of fear, but out of intelligence. Think about it. How many times have you let a short burst of rage cost you something that took months or even years to build? A relationship, a reputation, a job. It happens fast, too fast. And once the damage is done, an apology may soften it, but it rarely erases it. What you gain in anger is almost never worth what you lose. That's why keeping your mind clear under pressure isn't a luxury, it's a survival skill. And just like any other skill, it takes awareness, repetition, and a commitment to being better than your first instinct. There will be moments when you're tested, when someone says exactly what they know will push your buttons. That's the moment to pause. Not because you're weak, but because you've learned to prioritize outcomes over outbursts. And make no mistake, this isn't about bottling up your feelings or pretending things don't bother you. This is about owning your response, choosing how you show up, refusing to hand over your mental state to someone who hasn't earned that kind of power over you. Because the calmest man in the room is rarely the one with the least to say. He's the one who knows what's truly worth saying and when. So the next time your emotions start to rise, ask yourself this: am I stepping into my strength or slipping into someone else's trap? That single moment of clarity could save you from 100 moments of regret. And that, right there, is what self-control really looks like. Number 3, calm is not for the weak, it's for winners. Somewhere along the way, people started confusing noise with strength, as if the louder you shout, the more power you have, as if reacting fast makes you sharp, as if staying calm means you're afraid to fight back. But let's be clear. Calm is not weakness, it's precision, it's restraint, it's a weapon, one that only the truly strong know how to wield. Because anyone can explode, anyone can slam a door or storm out of a room. That takes zero skill. But to stay composed when you're under fire, that's something different. That's not a lack of emotion, it's command over emotion. The truth is, calm people aren't passive. They're just disciplined. They don't let every little spark turn into a fire. They've trained themselves to pause, to think, to see the bigger picture. And in a world that thrives on outrage and overreaction, that ability to remain centered isn't just admirable, it's rare. Here's what most people miss. Losing your temper doesn't make you look strong. It shows how easily you can be shaken. Letting others rattle you, provoke you, manipulate you into reacting, that's not control. That's surrender. Real power doesn't yell, it doesn't flinch, it doesn't rush to prove itself. It watches. It waits. It speaks only when it needs to. And when it does, every word lands with weight. Not because it's loud, but because it's earned. Now ask yourself, when tension rises, when you're pushed, when someone challenges your pride, do you rise to the moment or do you fall into it? Staying calm isn't about pretending nothing affects you. It's about deciding what deserves your energy and what doesn't. It's about choosing your response, not defaulting to your impulse. And make no mistake, that's not easy. Calm isn't your first instinct, it's your second decision. It's the result of practice, repetition, self-awareness, and yes, failure. Because you're going to slip, you're going to react. But each time you catch yourself, each time you choose to pause instead of pounce, that's growth, that's progress. And over time, that discipline builds something inside you, not just emotional control, but presence. People feel it. They listen differently when you speak. They respect you, not because you demand it, but because you embody it. So next time someone tries to push your buttons, take a moment. Not to retreat, not to repress, but to lead. Because the calmest man in the room isn't avoiding the fight. He's deciding how to win it, on his terms. Number 4, life isn't fair. So what? If you're waiting for life to be fair, you'll be waiting forever. It's a tough truth, but one you need to face if you want to move forward. No one handed you a contract that guaranteed justice. No one owes you a level playing field. Yet so many people get stuck in a loop, bitter, frustrated, spinning their wheels, because they keep expecting fairness to show up and fix their problems. Let's be honest, fairness is a beautiful idea. But life isn't in the business of keeping things balanced. It rewards some, punishes others, and often it doesn't even explain why. People get cheated, hard workers get overlooked, the dishonest sometimes win, and still we think that's not right. No, it's not, but it is reality. So the real question is this: what are you going to do about it? You can complain, you can stew in resentment, you can tell yourself the world is rigged and that's why you're stuck. And sure, maybe that'll feel good for a while. But eventually, that bitterness becomes your prison. It holds you back far more than the unfair event ever did. I remember this guy I used to work with. Solid worker, showed up early, stayed late, always did things by the book. One year a promotion opened up. He was clearly the most qualified. But guess what? They gave it to someone else. Someone with flashier connections and a smoother smile. He could have let that break him. He could have spent the next 6 months grumbling at the water cooler or posting passive-aggressive rants online. But instead, he did something better. He updated his resume that same weekend, applied to 3 companies that actually valued results over relationships, and 6 months later, he landed a better job with better pay and bosses who didn't make him feel invisible. That moment he stopped obsessing over fairness was the moment he started building something real. Because here's the truth. Life's not about what happens to you. It's about how you respond. You don't get to choose every card you're dealt, but you always choose how to play them. And winners? They stop wishing for fairness and start building strategies. They shift their focus from why me to what now. They don't wait for the storm to pass. They learn how to steer in it. And that mindset, that's where calm is born. Not from denial, not from numbness, but from clarity. A grounded sense of purpose that says, I know this isn't fair, and I'm going to rise anyway. And that's what separates those who spiral from those who sharpen, those who break under pressure from those who rise because of it. So next time you feel wronged, ask yourself this. Is my outrage helping me move forward or just keeping me stuck? Fairness isn't promised, but strength? That's a choice. And the moment you stop demanding that life be fair, you start becoming someone life can't knock down. Number 5, losing control is your choice. They pushed me too far. I couldn't help it. They made me snap. No, they didn't. That outburst, that broken silence, that rage you let loose, that was you. And whether you want to admit it or not, you chose it. We live in a world where it's convenient to outsource blame. It feels better to say someone else lit the fuse. But the truth? You were holding the match. And every time you let anger hijack your mind, you're surrendering, not to the person in front of you, but to your own lack of discipline. It's easy to believe that emotions are like storms, sudden, violent, and impossible to control. But emotions aren't the problem. The real issue is our unwillingness to pause between feeling and reacting. That's the space where power lives, and most people never even try to claim it. Here's the uncomfortable truth. No one forces you to yell, curse, slam a door, or lash out. Those are decisions, fast ones, maybe, unfiltered, but still yours. When you lose control, you are not a victim of the moment. You are the architect of your own undoing. The most dangerous lie you can tell yourself is that you had no choice. Because the moment you believe that, you hand over your freedom. You become a puppet pulled by provocation, a firecracker waiting to explode in someone else's hand. But what if, in that split second, you decided differently? What if, instead of reacting, you observed? What if, instead of defending your ego, you protected your peace? That's not weakness. That's not being passive. That's self-mastery. And no, it's not easy. It's uncomfortable. It's frustrating. It feels like swallowing your pride, holding your fire, letting something slide that maybe doesn't deserve to. But here's the thing. You're not doing it for them. You're doing it for you. Every time you hold your ground without blowing up, you're not bottling things in. You're building strength. You're proving to yourself that you are not at the mercy of the moment, that you and only you control the direction of your energy. Because let's be honest, what do you really gain from snapping? From letting them have it? A fleeting sense of release? Maybe. But after that, regret, shame, broken trust, damaged relationships, and a reputation that gets a little harder to clean up every time. True calm doesn't mean nothing affects you. It means nothing controls you. So the next time your temper rises, remember, that edge you're standing on, it's not a cliff, it's a choice. You can leap and fall, or you can breathe and lead. And in that one breath, you reclaim something priceless, yourself. Number 6, connect with your body and calm your mind. Have you ever had a moment where nothing was going that wrong, but your mind was screaming like the world was collapsing? You weren't in danger. No one attacked you. But your heart was pounding, your breath was shallow, and your head couldn't stop spinning. That's not just stress. That's what happens when the mind disconnects from the body and starts spiraling on its own. When you're stuck in your head, everything feels louder. Every small problem becomes a fire. Every thought runs into the next like cars in a pileup. That's not because your problems are massive. It's because you're not grounded. This is where most people get it wrong. They try to think their way out of a mental storm. They repeat affirmations. They tell themselves to calm down. But trying to calm a panicked mind with the same mind is like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. You don't need more thoughts. You need an anchor. And that anchor is your body, your breath, your feet touching the ground, the movement of your muscles. the way your spine straightens when you stand tall. These are not just physical sensations. They're signals. They tell your nervous system, we're safe, we're not under attack, it's okay to slow down now. It might sound simple, even too simple, but reconnecting with your body is one of the fastest, most reliable ways to step out of chaos. When you bring awareness back to your physical form, your mind doesn't vanish, but it softens. The storm doesn't end, but it passes with less damage. There's science behind it too. Movement activates the parasympathetic nervous system, your internal brake pedal. It slows your heart rate, lowers cortisol, and tells your brain it's time to de-escalate. That's not new age fluff, that's biology. And the best part? You don't need an hour-long yoga session or a perfectly planned workout. You just need a few intentional minutes. A mindful walk where you pay attention to your steps. A deep stretch that opens up your chest and releases tension from your shoulders. A simple shake of your arms or neck to loosen the grip of anxiety. These aren't just random techniques, they're ancient instincts. Before we had therapy apps and motivational podcasts, humans moved through stress. They walked, they worked with their hands, they used their bodies to burn off the noise in their heads. It still works. So the next time your brain feels like it's short-circuiting from overwhelm, remember, you don't have to figure everything out in that moment. You don't have to win the mental argument, you just have to move. Because calm isn't just a state of mind, it's a physical experience. And sometimes the first step to peace isn't in your thoughts, it's in your feet. Number 7. Calm is always an option. There's a moment, just before things explode, where you have a choice. Most people miss it. They're too caught up in the heat, too busy defending pride, too reactive to pause. But that moment is everything. You can't always control what someone says to you. You can't rewrite how they treat you, but you can absolutely decide whether or not you hand them your peace. This is the part most people forget. Calm isn't about being passive or pretending things don't affect you. It's not about being emotionless. It's about deciding which emotions deserve your energy and which ones are just noise. It's about choosing to protect your clarity over proving a point. Let's be honest. In a world that rewards outrage, calm seems boring. It looks like weakness. People think if you don't bark back, you're being walked over. But what they don't see is the power it takes to stay silent when your ego is begging to scream. They don't see the discipline it takes to not engage in battles that only drain you. The ability to stay calm isn't something you're born with. It's something you build, moment by moment, decision by decision. It starts with awareness. That half second when you feel your jaw tighten, your chest rise, your mind start crafting a comeback, that's your cue. That's your signal that the storm is approaching. And here's where you reclaim control. Instead of firing back, you breathe. Instead of reacting, you observe. Instead of defending, you choose silence. Not because you have nothing to say, but because not everything is worth saying. It's easy to believe we have to respond to every insult, every challenge, every disruption. But the truth is, nobody makes you lose your temper. You offer it to them. When you lash out, you give someone else authority over your internal world. You let them steer your day, your mindset, your mood. But when you stay calm, you keep that power in your hands. And yes, it's hard. Especially when your boundaries are being tested. Especially when it feels like silence is surrender. But holding your peace isn't giving up. It's leveling up. It's realizing you don't need to win arguments to win at life. You don't need to raise your voice to prove your worth. Because calm isn't a reaction. It's a strategy. It disarms chaos. It protects your energy. It gives you the space to act with purpose instead of regret. So next time you're pushed, provoked, or pulled into someone else's storm, remember this. You always have a choice. You can be the fire, or you can be the one who walks through it without being burned. And that's what real strength looks like. Number 8. You are not what happens to you. You are what you do. What if the worst day of your life wasn't the thing that defined you, unless you let it? Think about that for a second. It's tempting to believe we are our failures, that the betrayal, the job loss, the heartbreak, the public embarrassment somehow becomes our identity, like it brands us, like there's no undoing it. But that's a lie we tell ourselves when we've forgotten the one truth that separates those who sink from those who rise. You are not what happens to you. You are what you do next. Here's the trap we fall into. Something bad happens, and instead of responding, we freeze. We spiral. We get stuck in our heads, replaying the moment, obsessing over the pain, labeling ourselves as broken, unlucky, or a failure. And slowly, without realizing it, we give that moment the power to decide who we are. But here's the truth. No external event, no person, no insult, no setback has the authority to define you unless you hand over the pen. Your story isn't written by what's done to you. It's written by what you choose to do in the aftermath. The way you breathe through the anger. The way you hold yourself with dignity when others doubt you. The way you get up, not just once, but every single time life tries to shove you back down. That's your power. And that's where calm begins. Not as a passive state, but as a deliberate response to chaos. When you train your mind to stay calm, what you're really doing is choosing action over reaction. You're saying, this might have hurt me, but it won't shape me. I will. And that shift from victim to author is everything. Let's be clear. Staying calm doesn't mean you don't feel pain. It means you don't let pain make your decisions. It means you pause, you breathe, you reflect, and then you act with intention. Even small actions can be transformative. Writing down your thoughts when your emotions are boiling, choosing silence instead of retaliation, taking a walk instead of sending that angry text. These aren't signs of weakness, they're signs of incredible strength. They say, I'm in charge here. Now ask yourself, what defines you more? The betrayal you suffered, or the boundary you set afterward? The opportunity you lost, or the new skill you decided to learn because of it? We all have moments that knock the wind out of us. But not everyone has the courage to stand back up and write the next chapter with clarity and calm. That's not fate. That's a decision. One you make every single day. So the next time life tries to convince you that you're just a product of your past, stop and remember, you are not your circumstances. You are your response. You are the quiet strength behind every choice. And that, right there, is the mindset that can carry you through any storm. Because no matter what happens, you still get to decide what happens next. Number 9. Learn to breathe and you'll master your mind. Have you ever noticed how your breath changes when you're overwhelmed? It gets shallow, fast, and almost frantic. Most people don't realize it, but this subtle shift often sets the tone for how we handle chaos. When stress hits, we brace ourselves, shoulders tighten, chest locks up, and we forget to do the one thing that could ground us instantly. Breathe well. Here's the truth most people ignore. Your breath is the remote control of your nervous system. You might not be able to mute life's noise, but you can control the volume of your reaction. Hook moment. Imagine being in a heated argument. Your boss is upset, your phone won't stop buzzing, and someone just cut you off in traffic. Most people respond by matching the chaos. They snap, they escalate. But what if, instead, you simply took one full, slow breath before saying a word? Just one. That moment of pause can change everything. Because it's not about suppressing emotion, it's about mastering it. Science backs this up. Fast, shallow breathing triggers your body's fight-or-flight response, even when there's no real danger. Your heart races, your mind starts racing too, and suddenly every little problem feels like a disaster. But when you slow down your breath, something incredible happens. Your body shifts into recovery mode, your pulse settles, your mind clears, your judgment sharpens. The problem? Most of us are never taught this. We're told to calm down, but never shown how. And here's the kicker. Your mind is often not the best place to start when things feel out of control. Thoughts multiply, fears grow. The more you think, the more tangled things become. But breath bypasses all that noise. It's the back door to your nervous system. You don't need hours of meditation or some spiritual awakening. You just need to breathe, intentionally. A strategy you can use right now. Next time your heart's racing or your brain won't stop spiraling, try this. Inhale gently for 4 seconds, hold it for 7, then exhale slowly for 8. Do that 4 times. It's simple, it's quiet, and it works. Not because it's mystical, but because your body is wired to respond to rhythm and balance. Your breath tells your brain, we're okay now. What's powerful about this approach is that you don't need a quiet room, a yoga mat, or the perfect moment. You could be in traffic, at your desk, even in the middle of a tough conversation. Breath is always with you, and so is the ability to anchor yourself in any storm. Hook reinforcement. Think about it. How many times have you said or done something in the heat of the moment that you later regretted? What if one breath could have stopped that chain reaction? What if calm wasn't some distant goal, but a skill you could practice daily through something as basic and human as breathing? At its core, training your mind to stay calm starts with learning how to pause. And that pause begins with breath. Not just any breath, but the kind that brings you back into your body, back into the moment, and back into control. Because sometimes, the biggest power move isn't saying the perfect thing. It's saying nothing at all, until you've taken a breath that brings clarity, steadiness, and strength. So next time life tries to knock you off balance, don't clench your jaw, don't fire off that email, don't storm out of the room, just breathe. And notice how quickly everything shifts, starting with you. Number 10. Don't obsess over the past or the future. Ever felt like your body's right here, but your mind is stuck in a scene from last year? Or rehearsing a future disaster that hasn't even happened yet? That's not just mental noise. That's a subtle form of self-sabotage. Because the truth is, you can't be fully present when you're living in a timeline that doesn't exist. The past, it's already sealed. No amount of regret or rethinking will rewrite it. The future, it's a ghost, unwritten and unpredictable. Yet for some reason, we treat both like they're urgent problems we must solve right now. And that's exactly how we lose our calm, by getting pulled into battles we were never meant to fight in the first place. This is where most people get stuck. They replay a conversation over and over, like some emotional surveillance footage. Or they fast forward through worst-case scenarios until their stomach ties in knots. The problem isn't the event itself, it's the grip our mind keeps on it. It's the illusion that thinking more will lead to peace, when all it really does is drain energy and distort reality. When your focus lives in the past, it feeds guilt, shame, and regret. And when it leaps ahead into the future, it stirs up anxiety, dread, and fear. Neither gives you clarity, neither gives you control. They only distract you from the one place where change is still possible. This moment, right here, right now. Staying calm in any situation doesn't require a perfect past or a guaranteed future. It requires discipline in the present. The kind of discipline that says, yes, that happened, but it's done. Or, that could happen, but it hasn't. This kind of mental self-command isn't about denial. It's about choosing your battles wisely. And the only battle worth showing up for is the one unfolding in front of you. This isn't just philosophy. It's practical mental survival. When you train your mind to catch itself drifting, you start building a new pattern. One where your energy isn't wasted fighting ghosts. Instead, it's directed into actions that matter now. The next step, the next word, the next breath. That's where calm begins. And from calm comes power. To break the cycle, you need anchors. A trigger that gently says, come back. For some, it's the feel of a cool coin in their pocket. For others, it's simply tuning into the breath, the slow inhale, the longer exhale. These aren't just mindfulness techniques. They're signals to your nervous system that say, we're safe now, we're here, we're not at war. Because ultimately, being obsessed with the past or the future is a mental war you cannot win. You lose precious time, you lose clarity, and most dangerously, you lose presence. And presence is where solutions live. It's where growth happens. It's where you find peace, not because everything is perfect, but because you're finally present enough to handle it. So when your thoughts spiral about what was, or tremble about what could be, ask yourself, what can I do right now that brings me closer to who I want to be? That question doesn't live in yesterday. It doesn't live in tomorrow. It lives in this moment, and this moment is yours to command. The past has no hands. The future has no voice. But this moment, it can reach you, steady you, and redirect you, if you're willing to listen. Number 11. Use your hands and clear your head. Have you ever noticed that the more you try to think your way out of stress, the worse it gets? Like trying to calm a storm by yelling at the clouds? That's the trap most people fall into. They believe if they just sit still and think harder, the anxiety will somehow untangle itself. But here's a hard truth. Your mind wasn't designed to carry the entire weight of your worries while sitting still. Sometimes, the most effective way to quiet your thoughts isn't thinking at all. It's doing. In today's hyper-digital world, our hands have been reduced to tools for scrolling, swiping, and tapping. We interact with life through glass screens, not through real tactile experience. And yet, your hands were built to shape the world, not just consume it. When you engage them in meaningful physical tasks, you give your mind the anchor it's desperately searching for. Action becomes the antidote to overthinking. You see, when you're lost in your thoughts, your nervous system interprets that as uncertainty, and uncertainty creates internal chaos. The brain keeps scanning, searching, spiraling, because it hasn't been given anything real to hold on to. But when your hands are moving with purpose, you start sending a clear signal. We're grounded. We're safe. We're here. That's not some poetic metaphor. It's physiology. Manual movement triggers calming chemical responses in your body. The rhythm of repetitive motion, whether it's kneading dough, cleaning a surface, or turning a wrench, helps regulate your breathing, your heart rate, even your thoughts. You begin to find a natural rhythm again, and within that rhythm, you find clarity. Too often we assume mental clarity must come from more information. More reading, more analysis, more inner dialogue. But that approach just feeds the fire. What you need is space between your thoughts. And ironically, the path to that space might be through something as humble as chopping vegetables or folding laundry with intention. Don't underestimate the power of simple action. When you build something, clean something, fix something, you're not just changing your environment, you're re-establishing your role as an agent in your own life. You're proving to yourself that you're not just a passive thinker, you're a doer. And that shift in identity changes everything. Now, you don't need to become a carpenter or an artist. That's not the point. The point is to interrupt the cycle of mental rumination with deliberate physical engagement. It's not about creating something impressive. It's about reconnecting with the present moment through your senses. When your hands are immersed in a task, your thoughts stop spinning long enough for you to breathe. And in that breath, you regain control. So next time your head feels like a pressure cooker and your thoughts are turning in on themselves, don't try to argue with them. Don't try to outthink the noise. Step away from the screen. Pick up something real. Touch it. Shape it. Clean it. Move it. Give your mind the gift of action. Because sometimes the path to mental calm isn't found in stillness, it's found in movement. Not frantic, mindless motion, but intentional, grounded movement that brings you back to yourself. That's where peace begins, not in ideas, but in action. You've just walked through a battlefield of the mind, where anger, fear, and chaos try to pull you in every direction. But if you made it here, you already took the first step, choosing awareness over impulse. Remember this. Calm isn't a gift, it's a discipline. And every time you pause, breathe, and choose clarity over chaos, you're rewriting your story. So let me ask you, what lesson hit you the hardest today? Drop it in the comments. And if you're ready to keep training your mind, type, "Calm is my new strength." If this video helped you, make sure to subscribe, like, and hit the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Also, check out the playlist on screen. It's packed with tools to keep your inner calm unshakable. Until then, stay sharp, stay steady, and keep showing up.